All right, thank you, Liz. Let your kids experience the wonders of science with this little Wally-looking contraption. Science is Everywhere Summer Camp at the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History is gearing up, and here with us this morning to talk about it is Jennifer Hayden, Director of PR and Marketing for the museum, along with Rachel Kucher-Fellow, Director of Education at the Nuclear Science Museum. Ladies, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about this little contraption here in a minute, but first, why is it so important to get our kids started early with science and integrate that into their curriculum?
So being a science and art person myself, it's all about thinking creatively and being able to problem solve.
Okay.
And they'll have to do that in situations their entire lives.
Right.
So we make it fun and exciting, and they learn a lot too. So
and I think that's
what it's
important,
about.
like you said, learning that problem solving, because even if they're not scientifically minded, I know I wasn't as a kid,
Right.
learning those skills is something that's
Yes.
absolutely valuable. Now, this summer camp is something that the Nuclear Science Museum has done for a long time, is that right?
That is right. We follow a schedule for APS schedule, including the winter camp, spring camp, and summer camp.
Okay.
So we are here and available to take in campers throughout the Albuquerque Public School summer camp schedule.
Summer camp.
Yeah.
That's great. So what are the kids going to be doing at the Sciences Everywhere Summer Camp?
So everything from robotics, like we have here today, to rockets. Last week I taught a camp on grossology. We have camps on CSI, dissection. We have
wow.
all different kinds of topics. So taking
Superhero
fun-
training camp. That one's
Superhero
fun.
training camp. That's awesome. I know a lot of kids probably want to do that. So just let's quickly talk about this. And I know we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with our Wally-looking contraption. But if all the bugs are worked out, what does this little guy do?
So this is a Lego Mindstorms robot, and
Okay.
this particular one was built by one of our high school age volunteers
Okay.
who was also previously a camper. But they can design these robots to do things like line following, so it'll follow a black line. They can also design them to knock soda cans out of a box area. They can design them to have, like, these sensors are light sensors. We have color sensors. We have all different kinds of sensors that they can incorporate and build programs on their robots.
So they're building the programs and the robots as well.
Yes.
Holy moly. And what is the age group that typically participates? And then we'll talk about the high school volunteers in just a second. But in terms of the participants, what age group are we talking about?
Generally speaking, most of our camps are for ages 6 to 13.
Okay.
This year we're actually offering a special camp called Lobo Quest, where we're taking ages 14 to 16, is that right?
Okay.
And they will be working with the UNM School of Engineering to do
Wow.
Lobo Quest, which is robots for an older audience.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. So now you said that you do have high school volunteers, so if kids that may be a little over that but want to volunteer, are you still looking for volunteers?
So we're actually full for this
you
year.
are? Okay.
But we do accept volunteers. So if you have a high school student that's interested in the school year, we have a junior docent program, and then we also have winter and spring camps, as well as our summer camps that we take high school volunteers for.
Okay. Now, in terms of cost for us parents out there, what are we looking at to sign up our kids and get them involved in these?
The camps can range anywhere from $260 to $300 depending on the camp. But if you're a member of the museum, so museum members receive a 10% discount.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's money well spent because
It
these kids
is.
are getting education. They're a lot of fun. So I
It's
said
a
my
full
stepdaughter
week.
took one of these a few years ago, had a lot of fun with it,
Good.
built robots and learned so much. So for more information on this, to sign your kiddo up for Sciences Everywhere, go to CASA.com, click on the CASA blog, and do yourself a favor, get out to the Nuclear Science Museum. One of my personal favorites in the city. It's really fascinating. All right.